Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you match travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney Schindler, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights they can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile, take quick deep dives into destinations, and share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive. So it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't on the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today, we have a new episode of The Essentials, a deep dive all about helping you not just understand a destination, but feel it, the energy, the vibe, and the nuance that make it unique. Trusted destination partners share key details that matter most and help paint an overall picture that will inspire you as you present the destination to clients. When you bring a destination to life with confidence and clarity, you build trust, you spark excitement, and you make it that much easier for your clients to say yes. Joining us today to talk about Santorini is Seetha Ramathan, owner of Curated Greece. Let's dive in. Seetha, hi, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Whitney. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so thrilled because we are going to talk about Santorini, which is my favorite island in Greece of those that I've seen thus far.
We've got more in store coming up.
Yes, no, actually, behind the scenes, I'm getting ready in about 10 days or so, 2 weeks less, to depart on a fam with Seetha, where you're going to take me to different places. So maybe in a couple of weeks, I have a different opinion. But at the moment, Santorini is my favorite. And with any client coming to play in Greece for the first time, I'm always just like, listen, like, there's kind of the way that I sell it, and I would love to know how you talk about it, is like there's Mykonos and there's Paros and there's Naxos and there's all these other islands, which are all incredible too. And I do love them. I think why I love Santorini so much is because there truly is no other island that I know of in the world like Santorini. Like it's a sunken volcano and all of the buildings are hanging on a cliff. Like
Pretty cool. It is pretty
there's
cool.
just like, is there anywhere else in the world that like would have a similar vibe? Like not that I know
there
of.
are other volcanic islands. I mean, Milos and Phileros are volcanic islands, and Phileros has really stunning views, but nothing like Santorini. Santorini for me
Okay.
is like iconic Greece. You know, like
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
like you said. If you're a first timer, it's on the list, and if you're coming back to Santorini, it's because those views are.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a half step back. Can you give everyone, well, for everyone who hasn't met you and doesn't know, what is your connection to Greece?
All right, so I moved to Greece about 10 years ago, and together with my partner in life and in business, we started Curated Greece. So we're a Herbite DMC. So my connection is now I'm not from Greece. I was not born here. I was not raised here. I was born and raised in the U.S. for the most part, and then a little bit around the world. But now Greece is home. We have a family here, and gosh, I've lived most of my life here in Greece now. Um,
So
so
did you meet your partner in the
we actually met
US?
in France.
You met in France. Okay, well, that's fun.
Yeah. I was doing my master's in France, met him. We lived in France for a while. And then he was like, well, I'm going to move back to Greece. And he was like, do you want to come? I'm like, yeah. Sure.
I
Let's move
mean,
to
that
Athens.
sounds that sounds okay. So is he from Athens or is he from a different
He's
area of
born and
Greece?
raised, and he's the Greek side of, things. And I'm the more American side of things. And together we.
Which honestly, when running an on-site and a DMC, having Greek in the mix and having American in the mix is really the perfect combination.
Yeah, it really is. And we know how to get things done ahead of time, a little bit more American style, and super last minute, which is a little bit more Greek style.
A little bit more Greek.
Oh,
Amazing. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Santorini. There are quite literally a million places in Greece that we could discuss for 30 to 60 minutes, but we're going to do Santorini today. Let's just start with the basics. What's the best time to visit? What are some factors that we need to consider when clients are interested to travel to Greece? Are there times we should definitely not be going? Whether it's related to weather, seasonality. Let's talk about the high level considerations first.
So, I would say you can visit Santorini comfortably between April and October, all the month of October. You'll have, your top 5-star hotels open. You'll have restaurants open. Boats will be going out. The wineries are open. It's visitable those times for the best experience. Me personally, I think that like June and September are my favorite times. Just because mostly weather. It's not it's so hot, but like it's a good hot where you're like, I love
Sure.
this, plunge pool that I'm in right now, or
Right.
I like being swimming in the sea right now. May
Mhm.
it's fresh, and then
Yes.
October it's short days, but it's actually a really nice time to go also. Um,
Mhm.
so you can still enjoy the water and the sea. It's just a shorter day. But yeah, I would say
Yes.
April to October. There are clients that do want to go, November, December, January, February. There are limited accommodation options, very limited, so keep that in mind.
So the
And
vast majority of hotels shut down
yeah,
completely. Okay.
they're all, it's a little bit of a construction site in the winter,
Interesting.
and there's not a
What's
lot of
do
people.
you know now I'm like putting you on the spot, but do you know like the permanent population of Santorini?
No. It's
No,
no,
like
it's
if you, what,
below
what would you even
2,000,
what would you, to below 2000? I mean,
below
that's
10,000.
below 10,000. Well, that's still small.
There is no high school.
Okay.
Um,
Like what would clients who are going outside that April to October, is it like good, like better pricing, or like what would they really be looking
no crowds,
forward to?
no crowds. Like
No,
Queens
literally
on the
no.
island. So you get the
They
stunning caldera views without
okay.
anybody in your photos.
I mean that's okay. Are there things to do or is everything closed? Like are restaurants open?
There's a handful of restaurants that stay open all year round. There is not a lot open in terms of experiences
Sure.
and shopping. So it's really like if you're gonna go super off season, it's really just to take like do a photo shoot. Good luck finding a photographer, but we'll do one for you. Um,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's good for those photo shoots.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
and good for the hiking. Like you can still do the hike on the caldera. You can still go to
I
the
love that hike.
historical site of Agroterium, which is still an option.
Okay.
Those stay open.
Okay. Yeah, so I was there in May,
Okay.
and this is exactly how, when you said that the water is very fresh, like it's very fresh. This is exactly how I position like May versus September or October to clients is like the day temperature is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be really beautiful days, blue skies, sunny, whatever. But the water is totally different May versus September. Like in May, I jumped in and it felt like a cold plunge challenge.
Yeah.
And I did it, but I didn't want to stay in. But like in September, you can like frolic about.
Yeah.
So I think probably similar daytime temperatures, but water temperatures totally different.
Yeah. Totally. And it's really, I
Um,
mean, it's not really considered a beach destination, so you don't go to Santorini for the beach. But
correct, right.
I like one of the most popular experiences is the catamaran cruise,
Hmm.
either at sunset or during the day, and that's where most people will do like, jump in or being on
Hmm.
the water. So it's not for the beach, more for the boat.
Right. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about activities and experiences. So I want the full spectrum. Do not hold back because this is my favorite part. So we have the common standard. If you come to Santorini, you should probably do this type of experiences,
Yeah.
all the way to more unique that might be only related for clients with a certain interest,
Mhm.
all the way to something exclusive. You'll tell me if there are exclusive opportunities. I'm honestly really not sure.
Okay, so I would start the common ones. The most popular are the sunset catamaran cruises, or at a higher price point, a private like yacht cruise. So we've got a couple yachts
Mhm.
on the island too. But the concept is just being on a boat in the water in the caldera at sunset,
Must.
and then
I
the wine
agree.
tasting. Yes,
Must do.
these two. And
Yes.
the wine tasting, I feel like, is one of those. It's like kind of special interest, but even if you're not a total wine connoisseur, it's like a good island to do a wine tasting because the wine is so different.
Mhm.
So those two
And the
activities,
vines are like wrapped
yeah,
around
and
each other.
yes,
Mhm.
the basket vineyards, but also the like, the sort of minerally salty taste in Matasufico wine is going to
Well,
be
and
very,
a lot of the wineries also just have like a really nice setting
yeah,
to like enjoy the, the views and whatnot. I
yeah,
always tell people, you tell me if you disagree. When it comes to Santorini wine, I'm like, listen, I don't know that this is going to be like the best wine you've ever had, and I don't know that it should really be compared to like Brunello,
yeah.
but it is going to be really interesting.
Mhm.
Learning about like the basket vineyards is interesting. I had never seen that anywhere else, and just kind of understanding how different people like adapt according to like the climate and the wind and all the things going on in the island. And then the views are totally different. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want like a new and different and interesting wine experience, and also I'm I'm not going to pretend it's going to be the best wine you've ever had in your life,
Yes.
but you
It's
should
a,
go.
it's a specific flavor. It's not for everybody. It's not like an easy, casual white wine, the Asiatico.
Mhm,
It is very minerally.
mhm.
And it's got a sharp flavor. So it's best paired with, cheese and stuff. But it is an interesting concept just to like to be able to taste that volcano-ness of it.
Mhm,
And that's super unique. And then, like you said, the basket vineyards and how they grow grapes there is really cool. And that's
mhm.
fascinating for just like from a cultural perspective because that's how they did it so long ago and for so many years like that. And they've kept with that tradition. So I think it's like quite fascinating from a historical perspective and a cultural perspective too.
As an agency leader, one of the biggest challenges is making sure every advisor delivers the same level of expertise and service. The Hive helps you do just that. It's a shared expertise vault where hotel notes, destination insights, and advisor experiences are captured once and accessible to everyone. That means consistent professional client experiences across your whole agency, without you carrying the weight alone. Check out thehive.travel to see how it can support your team. Okay, catamaran, wine. What
Okay.
else do you think? Like,
Now, over common.
is there anything else that you
Just a
consider
little
kind of
bit
a
more
common?
unique. Um, we have done so. There's a little micro farm. He used to do olive oil tasting. You won't find very many olive oil trees in Santorini slash none. So we gave him that. Like, why do you do olive oil tasting in Santorini where there are no olive trees? So we changed that, and now he's got this like micro farm where he's got very few animals, nothing exciting in terms of the animals, but a lot of fresh produce. So it's sort of a more farm to table experience. You can go for a
Cool.
cooking class, but it's more for just like lunch to go there for lunch.
Okay.
It's like it's
Okay.
run by a couple and they've got some land. It's not a vast huge farm, so it's just sort of a nice like unique experience that you can
Hmm.
do. And it's kind of a cool lunch because it's not on the caldera. It's sort
Right.
of where the locals live, like up in their villages. So that's why it's kind of nice to go out there and do that for lunch. Um,
I I appreciate that because that is something that I always want travelers to see the villages.
mhm.
Um, but if they're staying in the caldera and they don't have a car and they're just there for, a few nights or whatever, it's not always easy to like get them to the villages. But I just feel like if you don't see the villages, then you've only seen like the most touristy part of Santorini, which I feel is a shame. But so having some sort of a lunch experience like that sounds like a great,
I mean, and
let's
you
say,
book the entrance
excuse.
out there and back, and then you make like a. It's not a tour sort of thing, but you like get to have lunch at a nice place, and see something else.
Yes.
What else? Oh, I really like. Okay, so there's this guy that makes pottery. Maybe he's got a huge beard. He is super iconic to the island. Looks like Santa Claus kind of, but with like a bigger belly and just smokes a lot of cigarettes. So it's not for the faint-hearted because the whole studio does smell like cigarettes. I'm not gonna lie, and I
Okay.
warn people that ahead of time.
This is
But
good to know.
but it is a really cool experience that is hands-on. He doesn't speak much English, but we'll have a translator with you. Um, but he's just so picturesque, It's like one of those guys that you want to see in a magazine. Um,
And you're
and
making pottery with him? Is
and you
that the
make pottery.
experience?
Yeah. So Santorini has a very long history of pottery making on the island because they have this like volcanic clay that they dug up. And so pottery has been in the history and in the culture of the island for quite a long time. And that goes for a lot of the aquatic islands, but you do have this very iconic man who has got pottery classes.
That's really cool. Is it pottery like with a pottery wheel
Mhm.
or is it a different? Okay.
It's on a
I've never done
wheel.
something like that before.
Yeah. What did it smell
Cool.
like cigarette smoke in the studio?
No, I have not done something like this
Oh, you
before.
have
So
not.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Mm-mm.
next
No.
time you're out here,
Next time I'm in
um,
same training, maybe I'll go hang out with him
gather up
with
wear a mask or something.
with a nose plug because that's actually a smell that I don't
I know.
tolerate very well.
That's like it's sort of the downside, but I'm not gonna change a 70-year-old man's like habits.
No, no, you shouldn't. No, he should
And
not adapt to us. We should adapt to him.
yeah, he's a character. Oh, for kids, there's a cool. Okay, so this is. I mean, I don't. It's cool. It's maybe exclusive, but it's also very unique. Wood carving, and this is great for like I would say like 10 and above because there are
Mhm.
some sharp rules involved. But that's kind of cool, and you've got so there's certain icons that you can kind of follow or copy, but most of them are from Greek mythology. So that's like a huge
Cool.
hit for families that had kids that are interested in mythology or couples that are interested in mythology or group of friends because they like to make like a little owl or a Medusa or something like that. So that's a fun activity. Um,
How-
Something more romantic that we've done recently. So we've spotted out a couple of spots on the caldera where we've set up like a elaborate picnic, like a romantic
mhm.
sunset picnic. Um, and that's great for mostly couples. It's not really kid friendly because you do have to walk through, unpaved roads and there's some stairs involved. Depends on the family, I guess, but
Mhm.
great for couples that want that romantic, um, sunset picnic atmosphere.
But do you do that like on the backside of the island
Mm-mm.
as opposed to like where the
So
hike is
there's
on the north
one.
side?
No, there's a couple of air. Well, the one spot that we do it is closer to Acrotiri, which is far. It's like an hour's drive from here.
Right.
But it does face the caldera, like the
Cool.
inside of that crescent shape.
Hmm.
So that's the one spot. And there are a couple of others. depending on time of year, we'd like to go
You mean picnic spots?
to. Yeah. The
Hmm.
one in Akrotiri is pretty much April to October.
How often do you send clients to Akrotiri? What do you feel like is the right? Never?
Well,
Is
it's
that
in
what you?
okay. So Akrotiri, not to stay. I haven't sent anybody to stay there. We do send people to the historical site. So this
That's what I
is
meant.
like,
I'm
oh
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So we
I
have
was like,
sent a lot of
never. I
people
think
back.
some people like it.
Yeah, I love it. I thought it was fascinating. It's like Pompeii almost.
Right. Right.
Because it was a whole village that was just like overnight gone, wiped out from the volcano.
That's
Um,
insane.
it is, but I think
I
it's
didn't know that.
for
I didn't fully understand what it was. It's like Pompeii.
yeah, yeah. It was a Minoan village actually that I'm not a historian, but this is my take on it because I've done several guided tours there. It was a Minoan civilization and that was living there, and like overnight the lava had just destroyed their village, and so when you go to the Aperture site, I don't know if we can actually tell that, but it's he's got a great guy like the ones that we
Hmm.
have. It really comes to life. Like you can actually see, this person was cooking and putting something in the oven and then gone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really fascinating. So worth it
Okay.
for people that are interested in history,
Yeah.
um, culture. It's it's not super mobile friendly. Because there are some stairs involved and
Hmm.
it's not easy to get around. Kids, if they can get through a museum, they can get through this. It's a small archaeological site, and it doesn't get super crowded. Or when we go, it doesn't get super crowded because we make sure we don't go at the same time that cruise boats go,
Hmm.
which is
Right.
another super important point of interest.
Consideration.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, yes. I was there in May and there were a lot of cruise ships in my pictures. Let's just put it that way. And I was there in May, and I think it gets worse. I think it
Um,
gets a lot worse in the summer.
it's I don't think it's more than it's well maybe. In May, there are a lot. There are like at least seven on certain days.
Hmm.
And that kind of
Hmm.
stays the same throughout the summer too.
Okay. What types of experiences are available for the more active and adventurous
Okay.
in Santorini?
So, um, it's not something that I will book, but guests can rent an ATV, like a quarterly UFO. I
Do
just
we need a
don't.
disclaimer on this podcast?
Oh no, well, the reason I say that is because it is really dangerous. There's a
So
lot
you
of
are
it.
not the first DMC to tell me this, which is interesting because while I was in Santorini, there were ATVs everywhere.
I know.
And so I asked about it, and some clients have asked about it, and other DMCs, in addition to you, have said, we don't book that.
I
Is
just think it's
there
stupid.
is there an actual off-roading area that people are taking the ATVs, or are they just driving them around the island in lieu of a car?
So some people do rent ATVs in lieu of a car, like as a mode of transportation. That's what I
Okay.
wouldn't
That I don't
recommend
love
because
that.
parking, traffic, narrow, windy, you know, very steep roads. Um, and yeah, so that's not the best thing to do, but
Right.
we have had people that like, see it on photos and reels
Right.
and stuff and want to do it. But there is also an ATV tour, like a guided tour that you can book
Hmm.
that goes to. So it starts at the Mario, just in the back side of the island, on a flatter part of the island. They do a little bit of training there, and then you do get to see one part of the caldera during the tour, um,
Okay.
which is off road. So I would recommend an ATV tour for somebody that is more adventurous.
Hmm.
You have to have a license to drive it, so you can't, drive it and be 15.
Yeah.
But you can't sit in the back of
Okay.
somebody else's, so there can be two people. That
Okay.
hiking, there's a lot of good hiking. So aside from the caldera hike that we mentioned, which we usually typically do from Fira to Ia,
Hmm.
and it's a beautiful hike. You
I
just got to
love
go
that
super
hike.
early in the morning before the
Yep.
heat because it is not shaded. Well, a
Yep.
lot of it is
This
not.
is what I tell everyone. Like 7 a.m., you need to be started maximum.
Yep.
Take a hat, take your water. There will be nothing along the way. And also one of the coolest hikes I've ever done. Like I really, really love that hike.
And it's not super difficult. Like some of it
It's
is
not. Yeah,
shady.
it's okay.
When you go for Imerovigli, you can stop at a cafe. I think, and there's no wrong way. Like as long as you've got the caldera on for one side, you're going
Yeah.
direction. Um, it's not a loop trail, so that's important also to because once
Mhm.
you get to Ia or Fira or if you continue on, you have to take the same way back or take a car.
I usually, yeah, I mean, it depends on the client for sure. But if I have clients staying in IA, I usually have them arrange a transfer to get them to Fira to start.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hike back. And then I'm like, and once you get back, you now get to enjoy like a beautiful brunch at your
Yeah,
hotel,
yeah,
wherever. Yeah.
yeah.
And I agree. It's not like easy. It's not like flat and,
No.
it's not like easy, but it's also not like super, super strenuous. I did it with my 2-year-old. So
Oh
like
wow! Wait, in what the 2-year-old was walking?
either she was walking or I was carrying her.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you.
There is there was this has like become like a big family joke. There was a woman walking in the opposite direction. And there's one section of that hike that like from Fira to you're going down and it's like rocky volcanic sand. Like it's
Yeah,
not
right
lovely,
after
but it's like
Imerovigli.
yeah, it's a super short section, but like it is there. And so I was carrying her at that point of like, okay, come with me. And there was a woman walking in the opposite direction and she's like, oh, mama ninja. And I was like, oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So I have been known as we laugh every time we go hiking that I'm
Monday.
mama ninja. Yeah, I
I'm
never
gonna
really
take
wanted
my
to like
2-year-old on that hike, and maybe I
uh,
will have the honor of joining Mama Ninja
yeah, no, the club is open and welcome and accepting. And also like we just went slow. Like we just had no expectation in terms of like speed. And so
Club.
I think it probably took us 4 hours, but like we were walking at a 2-year-old's pace and collecting rocks along the way,
Yeah. Oh,
So when I have clients who are all adults and a little bit fit, I'm like, you guys, like 2.5 hours should be great. Like, you'll enjoy a great breakfast when you get back to the hotel. So not everyone does it, not everyone is interested, but I think I probably do share the option with just about anyone who will listen.
yeah. I do love that hike. I think it's totally worth it. Um, and it is nice. I like doing it early in the morning. Like you said,
Yeah.
and then somewhere for brunch and like late back.
Mhm.
Um,
What else is there for like, are there other hikes on the island? Like, is that just the most well-known one or is it kind of the only
yeah,
one?
there are some more. So you can hike from like the lighthouse where our upper areas all the way up to like Pirgo, sorry, in Portillo.
Hmm.
There is a monastery up there that you can hike up to from the village of like well you get started. I mean for multiple ways. It's not a hiking trail though, so it's a little bit on the
Sure,
road.
sure.
And that's with a lot of the hikes is sometimes they are on the road in Santorini.
Hmm.
So I'd say in that area. So wait, so if you're looking at Santorini, it's like this. It'll be like this
Hmm.
apartment.
Okay.
As travel professionals, our expertise is everything. But let's be honest, too often it lives in scattered notes in our heads or gets lost after a site inspection or a client call. That's why I created The Hive. It's your expertise vault, a living library where hotel details, destination insights, and advisor takeaways are instantly accessible. And the best part about these conversations on the podcast, you don't need to take notes. Every insight you hear on the Hive Mind podcast is captured and organized inside The Hive. So whether you're just starting out, scaling your business, or leading a team, the Hive makes sure the knowledge you need is right there when you need it. Feel more confident, work more efficiently, and deliver a client experience that truly stands out. Learn more at thehive.travel.
So if we shift away from experiences a little bit and we just consider like the different areas of the island, I think that a lot of people who don't know much about the island and just look up some photos, they kind of think it's Ia. But this is actually one of my biggest, like, I would love to know how you talk with clients or talk with advisors about how to decide where to stay, and kind of the pros and considerations of all the different options.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that Ia is the most popular part of the island. It's the northern tip of the island. It is probably the most photographed and the most picturesque in terms of
Hmm.
overall feel of the village. Um, on the caldera side, once you look back, it's not that picturesque anymore.
No, don't look that way. Look over here.
Um, yeah, however, has one big just like thing to know is that you don't get direct sunset view from the itself,
Hmm.
the main hotels in that area. Direct sunset views you will get in Imerovigli, Fira, and then down where like Andreas Arcadia and Canada's Affinity are.
Hmm.
And further up, so if you're in Pyrgos or Akrotiri, you'll get views from there too. Um, I Okay, so if you have a client that wants a little bit of like seclusion and they are super fit and can walk down a million stairs, then Fira is going to be perfect. Sorry, not Fira. Imerovigli is going to be perfect. It's very quiet. You barely get any cruise crowd going to Imerovigli.
Hmm.
It's the highest point on the island. So you do get sweeping views of both the sunset. We can see Ia from there. You can see Fira from certain parts. There's a really cute hike, which we were just talking about, around Sparrows Raw,
Yep.
which is right in front of Grace. So that's actually it's quiet, it's calm, but there are a lot of steps.
Right. Hmm.
And
I
there's
haven't
not
done
a
that one
ton of
before.
like shopping in the area. There's like a handful of shops that are okay. There is great dining though within
In
walking
Imerovigli.
distance.
Hmm.
I love the
Hmm.
restaurants out there. And it's just a very different, like a very laid back, very calm vibe, I'd say,
Yes.
overall.
Yeah.
Fira is the capital of the island, so it is the most populous of the town with a local population, and in terms of crowd. So, all your cruise ships are going to either be using the cable car station that's located in Fira, and they'll be passing through the village. Um,
Hmm.
and there are properties out there as well.
Hmm.
Travelers are staying. It's got the most selection of shopping. It's got the biggest selection of restaurants, not necessarily good ones, but any sort of quick ethnic food or something, Fira has got it. Or Fira is bound to have it more so than the other destinations.
Because it's where the locals live.
It's yeah.
I think it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
has like a huge population of travelers that are visiting Fira.
Yeah. Then that's where the masses are mostly. I
Yeah.
mean, like, Ia will also feel super, super busy with those cruise ship rushes, but I think
At certain
Fira
times.
is, yeah, I think Fira even almost even more so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to avoid. Like if you're on property between like typically 10 and 1, you're fine. Like you'll avoid those big group tours going through in the mirror alleys. That obviously has changed now because there's so many cruises. So there's like an afternoon version and there's one that goes in a little bit later around 12. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, typically between 10 and 1, if you avoid walking the streets, you're good.
Well, that's the perfect time to like be in your hotel in the plunge pool or in the swimming
Or
pool.
on tour, like get out, like be
Yeah.
away from all of that,
Yeah.
and in a cute little village. So the cruise ships will also go to Pyrgos, which is another beautiful village, but best visited in the evening,
Hmm.
and a great place for dinner. But it is like a 45-minute drive from. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay, so on the caldera, we have Ia, Imerovigli, and Fira, all which are different locations, different vibes. Like there are factors to consider. So this is something that before I even talk about specific hotels,
Mhm.
I will generally describe the vibe of these
Mhm.
places to try to like hone in because within each of these options are a million hotels.
Yeah, that's true
It's
too.
not like Amaro Bigley has one, Fira has one, and Ia has
Yeah,
62. It's
yeah.
62 and counting. Like there's so what about staying off the caldera?
Okay. Well, this is my favorite. That's also because I've been to Santorini a million times and have
This
been with
is
stairs 10 million times.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but um, okay, so I think there's some really good options now off Caldera. You've got a couple that are very closely located to. Yeah, so you've got the Canix Epitome, which is like a 5-minute drive, which is, I mean, my personal favorite hotel. Um, and then we've got the Arcadia, which is right on the backside of Ia and like 5 minutes walking.
Hmm.
So those two are good options for being close to Ia, but not in Ia.
Yeah.
And then I also like down at the beach. So if you're looking for more of like the Santorini experience, but you don't want to be in all of that, you know,
Hmm.
the caldera, I would stay down at the beach, and there's a couple options out there. Um, and this is usually on the black sand beach of Imerovigli or Kamari, all on one side. And there are some good, but this is like not everything around you is going to be 5-star marble beautiful.
So tell me about staying off the caldera and down by the beach. Who is that really for? Like what do you kind of look for in a client
Maybe for
profile?
a repeat
Just
client. I don't know if first timers want to do that experience. Or it could be for someone that wants to do like a split stay in Santorini. Like maybe they'll do a couple of nights down at the beach, then a couple of nights at the caldera. Usually they start with the
that's what I
caldera,
do.
or that's what I would recommend.
That's what I do. So I do split stays. I agree with you. I don't think that you can stay down by the beach if it's your first time in Santorini and you've never been there and they were putting you on the beach. Like that's crazy. But for sometimes I'll have people who want to go to Greece and they want to go for like 7 nights and they don't want to be like moving every 3 seconds. And I'm like, well, then that's Athens and one island,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when you really consider it, because
Yeah.
as soon as we add in 2 islands, like you have 2 night stays and you're on a ferry every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I will talk them in. I just had clients come home from doing exactly this, Athens and a split stay in Santorini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's for that split stay client or a repeat visitor to Santorini.
Hmm.
Down
Hmm.
at the beach. But I do think so. On the other hand, if you were to stay in Megalahori, for example,
Right.
then that could be for a first timer. It's got great family options. Like it's not super steep. Has some stairs here and there. But it's right in the village, and you're kind of like embodying the village experience.
Hmm.
And we've got shops and things within walking distance. So that could be for a first timer.
Yes, I do. And that's how I generally present it as well. I do think that it's hard for clients to really understand, like, I'm going to Santorini, but I'm not going to stay in the Caldera. I'm going to stay in Megalochori. And I can usually talk them into it because you can spend a lot of time on the Caldera hiking, dinner reservations,
Mm-hmm.
wine tasting, just going to Ia in general and like,
Yep.
hanging out. So like you even if you're not waking up to it,
Mm-hmm.
you can still spend a lot of time enjoying the Caldera and it's generally pretty cost effective to not stay on the Caldera as well.
That's true. I do. Okay, sorry. Back to experience really quickly. You've got a really cool walking tour in Ia. So if you have clients that are not staying in Ia, you can do a walking
Okay.
tour of Ia where you get to see some really cool gems. I'm talking like the main like photos of Santorini that have been taken in those colorful areas with like down in the hours. You would not know how to get there without a guide. I think it is so hard to find some of those places.
I love to know that. That might actually, knowing that might make it easier for me to have people stay somewhere else, but
Yeah.
then do that.
Yes.
And then if you're there with like a guided visit to see some of the main sites, then when the tour is over, you don't have to go back to your hotel. You can just stay and then you can kind of
If
peruse,
it's in the
have a
morning,
nice
you have
lunch.
lunch and yeah, shop, and then
Yeah,
get a train
shop.
back. And
We
then
obviously
you.
need Sita's shopping guidance because Sita knows where
Oh,
all the
yes.
best shops are.
Okay, this is my favorite. I'm not going to give you specific names of stores, but there's some really good shopping in EA. I'm not going to lie. I know it's super touristy, but like I like shopping there. There's some really great Greek designers, a lot of resort wear, very, very nice jewelry. Um, if you're looking, for some unique pieces in terms of jewelry and you like your precious metals, then yeah, is the place to go.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so we just have a couple minutes left. What have we not talked about? I don't think we've talked about like food
Ooh,
or
good food. Okay.
yeah, let's chat about food quick before we have to hop
Yeah.
off.
Okay, so traditional products on the island, which are very hard to find nowadays, but you can get rare white eggplants that are from Santorini and are delicious. Don't think about the eggplant that you have tried in.
Rare white eggplants?
They're like long and skinny, and they're
Okay.
sweet. They're very, very tasty.
Okay.
So gotta
Amazing.
try something with white eggplant. There is a Santorini tomato that's very famous. It's also hard to come by, um, and it's a very weird shape. Like they're kind of not round at all, and it's not a cherry tomato, but they are on the smaller size. But they also have um, a sweet mineraliness because of the soil that they grow in, and they're delicious if you can get your hands on them. Most of the restaurants should have something with Santorini tomato. And then fava, which is a split pea, split yellow pea. And then, of course, the Assyrtiko white wine. Those are my favorite food things. Other than that, you won't see a lot of livestock on the island, so most of the meat is going to be imported from other Greek islands.
Mhm.
And fish, of course, you can find readily. It's an island, and there are lots of fishing ones. Oh, and a fishing trip. We did a lot of great fishing trips for families that are
Really?
or couples, and they usually always catch something. I've never had a client not catch something.
I've never heard of a fishing trip on Santorini before.
Yeah,
So is it like catch and release or are they
it's
preparing what
like
they catch?
oh no, it's catch or it. You use a fishing pole. Is that catch and release? I'm not
I don't, I don't pretend to know how to fish, but
a
I
fisherman.
think catch and release is just generally you catch it and then you put it back in the water. You
Oh,
don't eat it.
no, no. You actually, well, it depends on the size of the fish. I'm sorry. My fishing knowledge is very basic.
Is what type of fishing pole is that? I don't know the first thing
Yeah,
about fishing poles.
I don't know. But depending on the size of the fish and the season, you may have to put it back, or you may be able to take it on board.
Cool.
They'll, they'll
Cool.
tell you. I will not know.
I didn't know that that was possible. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so from a culinary perspective, are there like culinary experiences or is it more of just like knowing this unique like tomato and eggplant type of things that that you can look for in restaurants?
Yeah, well, okay, so we do have one lady that has grown fava. She grows capers. She's got some eggplants, and she does a cooking class um,
Okay,
when she feels like it. So it's on a case by case basis. We request, and either she'll prefer. It's a one lady show. She's a little bit older,
cool,
but you
cool,
can do a cooking class. So it is possible, feasible.
cool. Amazing. Seetha, I love Santorini so much, and I feel that everything that we've chatted about today just makes me want to go back and do it all over again.
I don't feel like I saw everything, but I feel like now there's even new things that I've discovered. I did not have Seetha's shopping list when I went the first time. So like that will be the first request,
Okay.
number one coming in when
All
I go
right,
back to Santorini.
I'll be there on Monday. So I'm gonna like actually make a Google Maps like
Start.
note with all my
That
favorite
is
stores.
that's
What are
going
you
to be
what are you
worth
looking
millions
for?
here pretty soon. Nothing specific. I love to peruse. Generally, I like to bring home. So in Paros, I found this epic shop. You probably know about it. I'd have to go look up the name. And I brought home like a nice clutch purse
Mhm.
and earrings, and a bracelet. So I'll usually bring home like earrings or a dress or sometimes like more of like an object or like a painting or a sculpture or something that reminds me of the destination. So always something different. I'm not ever like I'm here to buy this thing.
Yeah.
But I do love to bring things home from my travels. So
I hear you.
amazing.
Jewelry is always it. So it's
Um,
small, you can fit it. It's
exactly.
easy to
Because
wear.
I'm also a carry-on person, so I can just slide it easily in there.
Yeah.
Sita, thank you so much. I hope you'll come back and share another one of your favorite destinations with us soon.
I would love that. Thanks for having me again. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Bye, Whitney.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.